Hi, all of you. This is Gil. Today it's March 30th, 2024. I just want to say hi. So, yeah, as of today, everything's nice, I guess. I went into my toolbox and all the tools that I got, cleaned I rearranged everything, and everything, made it look nice and stuff. Spent like 2 days doing that. And then I had a big bucket full of miscellaneous screws, and I sorted them all out, put it in these thingies. Yeah. And then, anyways, well, the point of this video is to say that I can conclude after going through several months, like maybe a year now, like I can conclude gone more than like probably a year without having any depression and stuff, or without having an episode of it. I could probably conclude that I actually don't have it anymore. Or it's very minimal depression. So I can conclude that I think it's all over. It's all over for me. And I can also conclude where or how it happened, or where I had the depression, where it came from. It all boils down to when we when we moved into that the last house that we had, the 2-bedroom, 1-bath in San Bernardino, down the street of here. So, see, it all boils down to when we moved into that house. And why? It's because, there's a quick story about it. It's like we had bought a house back in 2008, and it was in Rialto, and it had 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and it was a pretty nice house. The address of that house is over in 260 West Wilson Street. That's from back in 2009 when I moved in there. Rialto. The house was pretty nice, and we were only paying $900 a month for that house at the time. Shit, 2009, $900 freaking dollars a month we were paying to live in that Rialto house, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. The area was just so. It was not a nice area. This area is more nicer. Over here is more nicer, a lot more nicer than the Rialto house. But anyway, then later on, I think this is where the depression started. It's like when we sold that Rialto house and we moved into a mobile home, and then initially it did not get to me when we first sold it and everything, because we got a nice profit and everything, and we were able to buy a mobile home in cash with that at that time. But I was okay at the moment. But it's when we moved into the it's when Jenny Lynn decided that we wanted to go back to a house. And so we went ahead and sold the mobile home, and we moved into, and then we wanted to go find a house, a new house for sale, or a new house to move into, a house. And apparently the prices got so high. And sadly, the only house we were able to afford was that 2-bedroom, 1-bath in the middle of San Bernardino, in the ugly area, or sort of. It was the only thing we were able to afford at the time. But the sadder part was the fact that the house was $220,000. It was $220,000 to buy the house, and the one before that, the one on Rialto, the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, we bought that one for $120,000, like back in 2009. And then when we decided to move back to a house, it was like we bought the one that's half as nice. That's not even as nice as the Rialto one that we had, and it only had 2 bedrooms and 1 bath, and it was a lot older house. And we paid $220,000 for that one. This is where the depression began. Because I felt like it's not so much about the house. It's not, never mind the house that we buy. Never mind that. But it's like the depression is the fact is why did it happen where we actually downgraded ourselves to the San Bernardino house, 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Why did we downgrade ourselves? And not only that, we were paying twice as much. Yeah, I mean that was a disgust, you know, like on how things went, on how life went, how life was right there. Because the prices of houses got so high at that point back in 2017. And so 2017, we bought that house for $220, and it was only half as nice as the one in Rialto that we paid half the price of. And so that's where it got me kind of like disgusted about why is life like that? I mean, why did it have to be that way? I mean, or why did the price go up so high to the point where we could not even get a house as nice as the one that we had before? So at that point, I was feeling regretful that we sold that Rialto house, and then, you know, like we had 4 bedrooms and 2 baths, and then now we like moved into the house in San Bernardino, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it was half as nice as the Rialto house, but yet we paid double. So that was a disgust to me. That what did we do? I mean, it was like a dumb move that we made. You know, I mean, like we made a dumb move. I mean, we make mistakes. Everybody does. I mean, but it was a disgust to me, and that's where all the depression was at. I mean, I felt like disgusted about like why did that happen? You know, why did that happen? You know, like we downgraded ourselves when we should have been happy. Like at that point, I kind of wish that we were able to go back in time to that Rialto house, the time when we had it, and just stay right there. And if I could go back to that time and tell myself what to do, if I could tell myself, I mean, I would say just don't move out of the house, and don't move out of that house, and just forget about paying the bills. Forget about the credit card. Let it go to bankruptcy. Who cares? And that's the other part of the reason. See, it was a stupid reason for why we left the house too. That Rialto, the one in Rialto, that we lived there for 6 years, and then I felt very disgusted, later on I had a regret for why we left the house. I mean, it was regretful that we sold the house because of a stupid reason, because we were wanting to pay off our credit card, because we were like having a struggling time paying our credit. So we thought that we could sell the house and just pay everything off, and even then we only paid half of the credit card off. I mean, so anyway, I mean, I felt like that was a stupid reason to want to leave the house, just because we were struggling on the credit cards. I mean, we could have just let go of all the credit cards and still keep the house. I mean, we would have been fine. I mean, if I could go back to 2009, I would have told myself, forget about the credit cards and just stay at that house. Just the house is priority. I mean, don't move out and degrade yourself just because you want to save your credit, man. I would tell myself that. So that's where the depression is at, because all through most of the time that we were living that 23rd Street house, the old house, I mean, I felt that depression feeling because of feeling like we downgraded her. It's just a reminder. I kept reminding me that I downgraded myself, that we downgraded ourselves from a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house in Rialto to a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house in San Bernardino for double the price. I mean, so that's where I felt disgusted at. I mean, that's where the depression is at. I mean, that's where it was. But now it seems to me that ever since that we moved out of that house, I just been flat out happy in those terms. I've been flat out happy since then, because now this house is much better than any house that we ever lived in. Any house, I mean, it's much more nicer than any place that we ever lived in. I mean, and we're really happy with this area, super happy with this area. I mean, I'm very happy, although the price is high, but I mean, it appears to me that it's worth it to us. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, because when we sold the other house, when we sold our last house, apparently the value went up so high. I mean, we got a massive amount of profit, and we were able to pay everything off, which was a nice thing. I mean, that was a nice thing to do. I mean, so that's what kind of basically got out of my depression there. I mean, getting upgrading ourselves to a house that's even more nicer than the Rialto house in the first place. Although we're paying the big price, but I mean, I'm happy here. I mean, this is 2024. I mean, you guys got to remember that this is 2024, not 2009. Got to remember that, you know, like, for those of you who might talk crap about paying overpriced for a house or whatever in today's time, well, you got to remember this is 2024. This is not 2008. No, you're not going to see 2008 anymore. So you guys shall quit it with this thing about, like, people, like, talking crap about people who overpay for a house or whatever. I mean, this is 2024. I don't know, what do you want us to do, you know? What do you guys want us to do? I mean, there's going to be a lot of first-time buyers who want to buy a house right now. I mean, what choice do they have? What choice do... Well, anyway, I mean, I just can tell you that's where my depression is at, and I don't have it anymore. No more depression. I don't have it anymore. I mean, it's all gone ever since. And this is where the source of the depression was at. This is where the source is at. I mean, the main source anyway. I mean, that's the main source of it, as I found out. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, I thought I would like to talk about that. So no more, I mean, like, no more depression I don't have any depression, you know, so, I mean, at the moment. And then, so, you know, and then speaking about my job, you know, like, you guys probably already saw the post I made about the layoff that they're gonna do in my job. But, you know, I'm not worried about it. I'm not really worried about it because I feel like something's gonna be good out of it. I mean, we don't have any car payments, and the only bill you really have is just the house, a mortgage. I mean, it's the only bill we have because we don't have any credit cards or we don't have any car payments, so we're good. I mean, so I'm really prepared for it. And then some people probably might think that I'm feeling depressed, but I'm not. I mean, that I have no depression on that right now. I mean, because who cares? I don't care. I mean, if anything bad was going to happen financially, it's just material stuff, man. I don't care. I mean, I mean, if God, like, makes us default on anything, like, what can I do? It's just material stuff. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I mean, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I would have belief that it's not going to happen, that we're not going to lose any houses or anything. I mean, like, we're going to be good. I mean, I feel that we're going to be 100%. I mean, I have trust in the Lord. I mean, 100% trust in the Lord. So, I mean, I'm good. I have no worries. So, anyways, I mean, so I thought I would just talk about it and everything, just for fun, just because. So yeah, I mean, so that's my update on my depression. I got none at all. I mean, because I just, like, want to, I mean, because a lot of times when we would have depression, we would have no enthusiasm to doing any hobbies of any kind, you know, like, and like, I've been riding my bike a lot lately, but whenever I get a chance. And just the other day, I just had the enthusiasm to go ahead and clean out the tools and make things look nice and take inventory of all the things that I have, the tools and stuff, you know. See if I want to update any of these things, you know. And at the moment, while I'm still working in my job. I mean, I have plenty of money to spend, but of course I'm holding on to it. I mean, I'm holding on to the money. I mean, I'm just buying things when I need, only when I need to. Like if I want to buy, in this case, maybe if I want to buy a couple of tools, I can go ahead and do that now. And if I want to buy a little this or that, I mean, and those are things that can make me happy. And then of course, like the other day when I replaced the $20 part on this Kia, and that made me happy, and that was fun. If I was very depressed, I wouldn't be working on any cars right now. I mean, and then I wanted to do the wheel bearing on this car, so the wheel bearing is bad, so I wanted to do it, but I couldn't remove the bearing because it's stuck in there. I tried everything to get that wheel bearing out, so I just ordered a whole new knuckle assembly with the wheel bearing on it, $100. I mean, so this car is out of commission at the moment. So, well, we have the other two, and then the other thing too, my kid is driving now. Claire is my older daughter. She's driving now. I mean, she passed the exam, the written test. So now she's driving. I mean, so she's already been driving for like 3 days now. So yeah, I mean, she's got 3 days and she's doing pretty good already. I mean, she got her first experience like a few days ago. Well, it was earlier this week on Monday. We went to the mall, and then she drove home for the first time this Monday. So yeah, I mean. Anyway, yeah, so I thought I would say hi. So today is March 30th, 2024. So yeah, anyway, so that's the whole story about the depression. Yeah, so all right. Well, I hope you liked my update story of it. So, okay. Thanks. Alrighty.